Only imagining that. It's Harry singing. I would have second-hand embarrassment. I've had more second-hand embarrassment in the last 2 weeks than, well, I don't know, everything combined. Everything combined with Harry's book. So, this is what we have in respect to the balcony. I'm gonna explain why is this important. Because this is yet another passive-aggressive attack on the royal family. And this is something that can help you identify when someone is saying something. It's like a fallacy. When someone is saying something that appears to be right, but you sense that something is off. Something doesn't match up. That's something that narcissists do. That's something that toxic personalities do to confuse and try to play you as the guilt. Is guilt tripping. Guilt tripping is its expression. Apply guilt tripping on you. Royal sources suggest Harry and Meghan will not be on the balcony after the coronation of King Charles. But should they be there? That's a question, I'm not asking this question. I'm reading the headlines. Who are the people behind these headlines? Who are the people and who are the people that pay for these headlines to be published? Most important. Well, royal author Claudia Joseph believes it is very difficult for the royal family. A.T. Jewell says King Charles should help heal his family. We're going to see a clip. I don't know if I can play the whole clip, but I can play it in chunks. So we're going to listen to it, and we're going to... I'll be commenting what they say. They're just commenting. They're not planting this. They have opinions. I'm going to tell you how Harry and Meghan could use this opinion to their advantage. Because, well, that's what... In fact, that's what everybody should do. You should use any kind of information to your advantage, but, of course, for positive reasons, for something that could benefit you and the people around you. But the problem is that toxic personalities use the same tools that we use to advance in our life and our careers, etc., to hurt other people because they cannot just they just can't think of going forward themselves or doing something themselves. They just want to chop everyone's head so they can come up on top. Let's hear the first part.
I think if you look back to the Queen's Jubilee, they were not included at that stage on the balcony. It's very difficult for the royal family because they are an institution, they are the monarchy, and that is their job.
I think she's got a point. And the problem is that the royal family as an institution, the royal family, I wouldn't say that the royal family is an institution. You have the institution and you have the royal family, or at least that is my perspective. And remember, I'm an amateur. I'm still considering myself an amateur. But I see it this way. The firm, the institution is one thing, the family is another. But we are talking that this is not going to be a Sunday barbecue or just hang out together. This is the coronation of the king, something that hasn't happened in decades, since the last century. There's something that will be relevant for years, that will be part of the countries and part of modern history, of the history of the world. So framing this as a family feud that has to be healed, I think that it's a bit short-sighted. Not to say that family feuds should not be healed if both parties or the parties implicated want to heal, have the willingness to heal, in which, well, I pretty much doubt that Meghan and Harry by this point are in the slightest interested in healing anything. But you will remember that Harry, in I think it was the Tom Bradby interview, if I remember correctly, he made sure to say to leave the door open. We don't know what could happen from this moment until the coronation. So he's leaving the door open because he doesn't know what Meghan is going to decide in the end. But it would not be comfortable for anybody. You can imagine that after all that has happened, I don't see William, Harry, Catherine, Meghan together in the same place, like in the same how do you say it? Box postal code, in the same postal code. I don't see them in like remotely near each other. So we are like mixing oranges with apples. I understand that each problem in itself, not problem, what is not a problem, what is the coronation, which is part of the job, and the other is the family, should be addressed separately. But you know that there is a sentence. You know that there's a sentence that is emblematic in this story, that is pulling at the heartstrings. Pulling at the heartstrings. And if you, the moment that you say, no, this should be only about the coronation, there's no place here for Archie's birthday, for example. No, family, you talk about family, they're going to tell you. People are going to tell you. Maybe I'm guess that most of my beloved audience, my royal rogues, defend the family, the concept of family. I hope so. And for you, the family is very important. And for you, the birthday of a small child must be really important, right? It's not like you are going to play polo the day a small child or your own child is his birthday, right? No, you won't do it. You value family and you value your sons and daughters. But in this case, that could be used against you. Don't you value family? Then why don't you think it is appropriate for Harry and Meghan to build a balcony and that be a sign of here it comes olive leaf? What is I forgot the term for peace. This olive branch, olive leaf. Oh my God, olive leaf. What is that? Olive branch. That term that royal commentators, official royal commentators, like to say over and over again. Not the royal rogue. I know that it's not that simple. It cannot be that simple, and it's mixing those two concepts that ends up in some kind of manipulation. Anybody can manipulate another person with their own beliefs this way. You believe in family, but you believe that these two issues should be addressed separately. Two different things. That is natural. That is natural for any adult to separate, to compartmentalize affairs. But no, this could be used to manipulate you. And I'm always saying that I can make you manipulation proof. And this is one of the things. People that tell you that use your own beliefs, not other beliefs. They don't try to impose anything. No. Your own beliefs, they know how to twist them so you feel bad about that. Oh, right. Yes, I defend the family. How can I be so stubborn about this? Let's keep listening to this clip so we can hear all the angles to this.
And it's very difficult because every time Harry and Meghan open their mouths now, they say something critical of the institution. And if they're on the balcony, that will appear in the next book.
That is a very good point. If they are in the balcony, you can be sure that from the moment they step on the official car to get to the balcony and back to Frogmore, they will. Every single detail is going to be in the book, and nobody wants to be near them because, well, I genuinely wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt in terms of being wired. of having microphones in them. But after all that we have seen, after Harry's memoirs, well, you see that, and the Netflix horror-mentary with all the content that they publish, and how the Netflix big bosses have said they keep recording content all the time. You see that all the time means all the time, and even in the Jubilee celebrations, they could have been recording content in ways that we still have not confirmed. You know that all those tiny bumps and things and well, cables that we saw, because we saw them, they're really, really odd. Really, really odd. Maybe they actually wanted to record conversations because they didn't want to trust their own memory, especially Harry, whose memory is, well, all over the place.
When the Queen Elizabeth was being coronated, Churchill advised the former king not to attend because he would divert attention. Isn't that the same with Harry and Meghan now, that they would just divert attention away from what should be?
Well, I want to say something about that. I agree with the divert attention, but it's something that unless Harry and Meghan do not do anything the day before, the same day, and the day after the coronation, they're gonna attract attention, because people are gonna say, what are these up to? And you can rest assured that if they do not attend the coronation, at this point, I've said in my Body Language Guide channel, I've said many times, I was sure 90%, 95% that they were going to attend the coronation. Right now, I am not so sure. I am not so sure, especially after all the contradictions. There is a huge possibility that they will go, and that's why Harry made that outrageous statement that they never said. Nobody said that the royal family was racist. Meghan didn't say that. I didn't say that. Nobody said that. It was the British press who invented that story. So that is a signal that somehow they want to rewrite the narrative and understand. I think still the Sussex squad still is trying to make sense of that statement. They were like, what? They were like Oprah. What? I don't get it. So that is a strong signal that they have the intention of going to the coronation, because after all, what have Harry and Meghan done in these 2 years? And they even received an award for fighting the structural racism of the royal family. So you have all these contradicting actions which make it so murky to understand their intentions. So you automatically assume that their intentions are ill. If they don't have the credibility, if they only say easily verifiable lies, if they attack with no discrimination at the royal family, if they have these recollections, Harry has these recollections about William was his arch nemesis, and I have to write it down. I have that idea for a video, because I've analyzed Harry and William throughout the years. The only moment, not throughout the years, I analyzed them throughout months, but years of footage. The only moment that I saw them actually distanced from each other was in that video when they were unveiling Diana's statue with that green, that green drapes that they unveil Diana's statue. It has Diana with some kids. That's where I saw them truly disconnected from each other. Harry tried to, reach out to William, but William was acting literally like Harry was not there. Harry does not exist. Just at some point. And you remember that Lady Sarah, you remember that analysis. I should do a greatest hits from William and Harry to prove that up until 2016, the relationship between the two brothers was healthy. You saw it. You saw the change after 2016. And you said it. I know many of you have been at it for years, way before I came into the scene. And you saw it right through all of that. And you realize this is not right. Harry has changed. Harry is not the same guy that was, the same chap that was 2 or 3 years ago. And I could see that change. And you could even realize the exact moment when they just split. And Harry then makes all these accusations on William. Okay, maybe they had this brawls, these fights. Why not? Which brothers don't have it? Every single brother, a couple of brothers have it. That is normal. That's even healthy. You have this confrontations between brothers, and they sometimes solve their problems with words, and sometimes they go with the fists. Something that just happens. You have testosterone is a healthy testosterone, and you go for the fist. Why not? So, in many ways, I still don't know what is going to be the outcome here. I tell you, contradicting ingredients to these possible outcomes, but the strongest one is that they still need that clout from the royal family, and since the entire world is gonna be focused on King Charles III, that is an opportunity that Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan, cannot miss. Being near that spotlight, being near them, like, we forgive you. That's why it's this narrative that Harry is willing to forgive. Give me a break. That is gaslighting. That is using the never explain, never complain. Oh, I know that you're not gonna reply what I'm gonna say. I know that you're not gonna say. I can say whatever I want, no matter how silly or dumb or exaggerated or outrageous. This is a word that we'll be using a lot in this videos. And I know that the sillier and the more absurd my arguments, the less you're gonna answer, and the more attention you're gonna have. So we have this very toxic dynamic in which, in my opinion, as a very personal opinion, as a professional opinion, the royal family is not being hurt at all by this. It's not being affected by this. I would have said at some point that they should have said something, especially when you remember the Netflix horror-mentary that Harry and Meghan modified the oath of service of Her Majesty the Queen, and that was truly evil, just to adjust to cater to their narrative that the Commonwealth was still modern colonization. Is that this? It's like that. They have done so many things to the memory of the Queen. I was really upset. I said, Charles and William have to say something, but I guess I was wrong. And I want to acknowledge and recognize when I go wrong with this. I was just fuming. I said they have to, and I even demanded that they answer at them, but, well, I was wrong. I think the silence was the best medicine for this, even if for Harry, silence sometimes is betrayal, which it doesn't even, it is not even a quote from himself. He just stole that from Martin Luther King. So they lie, they grieve, they I don't know all the things that they do, but this is the only way that they act, and actions speak louder than words. Our we are disappointed. We are truly, we feel powerless when people like this do this kind of have this kind of success, have this kind of platform, have this kind of monetization of whatever they are doing, that we still don't see any value in it. I'm gonna play the last part of this clip.
King Charles, who is also our king, he's also a father. He needs to put the in unconditional and put his hand out and be the bigger person, the person who will have a gesture to help heal his family. The royal family are an institution and a family, and both need to evolve and heal.
Well, she's right. Her name is Ate. I hope that I am pronouncing it well, right. She's right in some points that, Charles, Harry is Charles' son, as far as we know, right? They're a family that has to be healed. I don't agree that has to be in the coronation. I don't agree that it has to be the gesture of being in the balcony, because that will ultimately distract from a ceremony that should be about the king and should be about the United Kingdom. That is the essence of it. And having them is gonna only distract. I'm gonna put two traitors. Well, one traitor, because Meghan is not really a traitor, right? We cannot call Meghan actually a traitor, because I don't know about you. I would like to know what you think. We should we call Meghan a traitor? Was she? Because a traitor is someone that is loyal at first and then betrays that loyalty. Okay, but you think that Meghan was loyal at some point? Big question. That's interesting. One word that she's a sugar. Oh well, maybe she's a sugar, but maybe she's a sugar, but she has a point. She is very respectful. Talking about that point, I respect that. That is nice. But there's one word. There's one word that she says. I think this is right here. I'm gonna repeat this. Oh my God! I jumped to.
And be the person, the bigger person.
That word. That word. You have to be the bigger person. That I don't like it. I don't like it. But yes, honor is important. Principles are paramount. No civilization, no family, no society can exist without principles. And most of the time we have to be the bigger person. I think, how to say this? One great example is when we saw that slap from Will Smith to, I forgot the name of the comedian, I'm sorry. The slap, Will Smith's slap. He should have been the bigger person, Will Smith, at that moment, and not react that way. That takes courage. That takes energy. That is difficult because sometimes our emotions. Chris Rock, thank you. Chris Rock. Will Smith should have been the bigger person and just control his emotions, control his reaction, and yes, do the right thing. It was actually not doing what he did. But at the same time, that being the bigger person, that having principles, that being smart, that being, this word, compassionate, can be used against you. Because I always give you this example, the example of these words, as in, you are smarter than that when you are reproaching a narcissist, for example. No, you are smarter than that. You can be stronger. That we can be stronger. They can even tell you that by sustaining or being able to sustain abuse is because you are strong. It's because you are the bigger person. And you believe that yourself. You end up believing that yourself. Hey, if I was strong, I would not matter. If I didn't care, if I was strong, it wouldn't matter how they manipulate me. I am the bigger person. I can withstand anything because I am strong. That is sick. That is unhealthy, an illness. That is just not right. And that's what the manipulator wants you to think. That they can still threaten you, that they can disrespect you in every possible way, even harm you mentally and even physically. And it was just an impulse. It's like they are impulsive, and maybe they love you too much. They have all these emotions within them, and remember that how much they have suffered in their lives, and how you are their rock, and how you are the only one in which they can be themselves. For those of you that have suffered abuse from a narcissist, all these sentences ring a bell and ring those memories. And I'm sorry, but there's too many people that are under manipulation right now and need to identify these signals. This is plain and simple, using your principles, using your virtues, using your values against you. I told you at the start of the video how you can have this fallacious thinking and distorted thinking, in which we can use or they can use those that goodwill against you, and they use it that way. You can be stronger than this. We have fought for so long this marriage. They talk like that, and they include themselves in that fight. That I have done so many things. I have made mistakes too, but you have made mistakes too. They try to level the playing field, and you deep within you say, hey, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense, because I have never disrespected him the way he has disrespected me. Okay, this is not an equal, a balanced situation. This is not an equal footing. Okay, that's what you have to identify, and giving more and more opportunities is not that you are compassionate or are stronger or are their rock. No, it's that they are manipulating you into feeling guilt if you don't give them the up 10th chance. So that being Charles has to be the bigger person. No, I disagree. I think that is being used as a manipulation tactic. In this case, it's so respectful the way that this lady is talking that I don't know. I'm going to give her a pass. I like when people express their opinions in a respectful manner. That has been lost in so many ways in our time that, well, it's refreshing to see that someone at least is respectful. Royally blunt. So now it's lobbying time. Charles needs to be the bigger person and invite them onto the balcony. What is it about that balcony that they are scrambling with their last brand breath to be up there for the image? That is rubbing elbows with the royals. We are still royals, you know. You know that Duchess and Duke, the titles. Yeah, it wouldn't matter if they renounce the titles. It would matter because they are grifting off the titles, and they have to recharge that royal energy by rubbing elbows with the actual royals, and that would be the perfect example. And that's why they are trying to lobby into that balcony photo. They don't need the monarchy, remember? Oh, they do need them. They do need them. I'm really tired of the media and stuff like this treating the coronation as a family reunion. This is Elizabeth Walker. Such a significant and historical event, and they are treating it like a family therapy get-together. Yeah, a Sunday barbecue. Sunday barbecue. J.E. Duchess Marmalade, one of my favorite, my friend and one of my favorite royal sources. The balcony scene following the coronation is not the time to convene a family therapy session with estranged relatives. Estranged relatives is the most important word here. Rather, it is a momentous occasion of state to herald a new monarch. Oh, Harold. Maybe Harold thinks that this is about him.